theme for today's sessions, if you haven't noticed, is a lot of heat pipes and cold plates. So we're moving on to a presentation by Shamsuddin Khaled, optimal design solutions of innovated aerothermal structural design with advances in oscillating and pulsating heat pipes for next generation spacecraft development technology into NASA missions.
My presentation is optimal design solution of innovative aerothermal structure with the OSP, pulsating heat pipe PSP for next generation spacecraft development technology into NASA missions. Brief about pulsating oscillating heat pipes is in general the OSP is embodied in 99 Hz tones, which is presented by continuous loop type heat pipe. The field is saturated heat transfer pairs. And second, oscillating heat pipes are passive two-phase cooling devices that have been shown to transfer various amounts of thermal energy over large distance, resulting in low thermal resistance. Oxygen exposure category heat pipe, which advises gas the weak structure, it transfers between the evaporation and condenser section due to the to and from movement or reciprocal motions from working fluids. The cost due to continuous sense of striking phase yields. Oscillating 5 technology displays the traditional thermal conductions and active farm designs with the passive farm designs with a variety of metal options. This allows for a compact and luxury heat sinks. Oscillating 5s was fails and source of margin capabilities in transporters and operating under the heat district exceed those the most traditional space thermal management system and high effective thermal counter systems. Then OSP or PCB transfer devices don't require to farm additional power to operate since it's not active device, it is not passively. They also don't need a weak structure to transport. And also the operation is based on principal oscillation for working fluid and a phase sense phenomenon is capillarity. That is also capillarity. The diameter of the tube must be small enough such that liquid and vapor flux exits, unlike traditional heat pipes. Spheres don't need a working structure to transform the liquid and can work the higher heat fluxes.
Next slide.
And next.
Okay.
Thank you. As Paul, pressure drop is the working fluid because most of the working fluid is for structure. It's very simple to design build, but the manufacturing cost is very low since weak structure. The liquid pressure drop cost effects on flow can be significant. A heat added to a evaporating area can be distributed by the forced convection. In addition, but not natural free convection, in addition to the phase change transfer due to oscillating motions in the capillary tubes. Next, please. Thank you. Here's the illustrative figure, the storage space and conventional space, which is also used. Next, please. Thank you. It's also a schematic pulsating heat pipe. That's a liquid flux and condensing set and evaporating set. Next, please. Thank you. Thanks. It's a schematic designs, different kinds of heat pipes. It's in closed flows with seg valves, closed loop, open end PSP. Next, please. Thank you. The basic classification concept requires is derives and illustrated figures of open loop, closed loop, and closed loop with seg valve. Closed loop with seg valves, where one or more seg valves are used to force the fluid to circulate in one preferential directions, not in payload directions. Next kindly. Thanks. Each schematic diagram pulsating node 5, 6, 5, whose data source are fluid movements. It's so some of the condensing section, adiabatic section, or isothermal section, and evaporative sections. And top ones is constant flux, and the bottom ones is evaporative plates. And heat rejection, absorption criteria is this flux. Next kindly. Thank you. It's non-dimensional parameters. Orban number, force numbers, bonds number, whose capabilities bilateral numbers, and Jacobs number, Curtis numbers, which is usually phase with phenomena. Next kindly. Thank you. Thanks again. The performance of phase may affected the numerous factors which are illustrative figures and significantly physical and different parameters affecting PSP designs. These are structure, shape, material, and length, gravity, inclination angles, number of turns, losses of bands, capillarics, surface tensions, evaporated dryouts, onset effects, compression, changeable heat boss latenhoods, and non-dimension
Sorry.
and the cortical diameters. Next, kindly. Thanks again. Operating mechanisms. We also that operating mechanism PS per hour space remains significant. The device can work against gravity if the evaporative area is well designed. Sufficient number of turns and non-uniform. But uniformly heating is long as non-equilibrium conditions and continuously established within the systems. A heat and mass transfer position forces acting on the fluid is macro level, not macro level, is illustrated. The dominant flow pattern in phase QRSP can be defined as stellar flow or spark flow. Next, please. This schematic diagram in phase or OS phase. And next, actually working for characteristics OSP, main working for characteristics which depends on thermal stability, portability, regional vapor pressure, high latent heat and thermal conductivity, low liquid and vapor viscosity, acceptable freezing points, working fluid properties, viscosity, as specific hertz. Next, kindly. Thanks. It's design parameters, basic design parameters in PSP types, if PSP types close life, and parameters, temperature runs, thermal conduction appliance, and evaporative geometry, and condenser geometry. Next, kindly. Thanks again. OSP pulsating heat pipes characteristics also good, should have good performance, Barcelona, construction simplicity as one of the most innovative effective potentially, particularly designed as an excellent two-phase heat transfer device for heat mass transfer of a spacecraft development, which basically works on the passable oscillation of working fluid and phase change phenomena inside a capillary tube and basically parameters capable of transporting heat without any additional power input, but the differ from compression 5 and 7 megawatts RS4 was. Next, please. Thanks. It should have liquid film characteristics of OS phase and basically needs to establish a method to predict liquid film thickness in OS phase with given sun geometry, high dimension accuracy and operational conditions. And also this may including direct and indirect methods and theoretical modeling of the liquid flame. Next, Kyle. Thank you. Oscillating characteristics about pulsating heat pipes. Oscillating characteristics in loss, frequency, velocities, measurement of the ratios. Main also experimental physical research into OSP study, including the effects of surface roughness and initial field distribution paid to startups. But it's also, this includes the effect of viscous losses in aerospace, a sonic limit, the sweep length limit, where the amplitude oscillation significantly smaller than the purported length in flux limits and the vapor inertia limits, which attempts to define and maximum flow viscosity. Air are flux, meniscus can support us. Next, please. Thanks. The classification two-phase flow explores statics. Statics and stabilities mainly depend on critical head flux on boiling cases, flow pattern transitions, bumping instabilities. It also depends on sagging instabilities. Next, please. Next. Depends dynamic instability, density waves, acoustics and thermal oscillations, also pressure drop oscillation and parallel channels. Thanks. Flow patterns have been defined also, mainly slug flow, gas flow, surrounding by the surrounding liquid forms. Semi-inner flow is said is, but didn't observe that dissolved bulb and liquid drops that flows. Next, please. A classification based on channel dimension has been proposed by Khaled, which as follows: macrochannels, diameter, mini channels, microchannels, 200 micrometers, is less as 10 microns, and transistor microchannels and transistor nanochannels, and nanochannels from 5 and 1 micrometers, more than dia. And this is especially basically in diameter. But this classification is based on the hydrodynamics. It's not useful in mainly and conventionals. Next, please. Thank you. The list of working fluids used in voice trials is usually water, electrons, alcohols, alcohols, hydrocarbons, that's ACFCs, carbons, hydrofluorocarbons, and more than hydrogenics. And below 100 degrees of Kelvin to liquids metal above 1000 degrees centigrade. Next, please. There is some few applications which are available and CPU, GPU, and microchips and thermostats. Mainly energy recovery heat exchangers, which is table exchanger manufacturers associations, and optical equipment heat sinks, IGBTs, power electronics, and LED heat sinks, and servers and electronics enclosures. Next, please. Advanced for next generation technologies will lead to innovation and such next generations, mainly in case on NASA's mission concept operation technology employees. On the instrument side, we know that and spacecraft had two parts. One part is payloads and second part is a bus. And bus consists of high capacity bus and low capacity bus. That is HCB and LCB. So its explanation of the instrumentation of new types of payloads, increased performance wise, and reducing cost, employing radio signals to return data. It as soon as possible to returns. About various important aspects and the Earth's environment from servers, spectroscopic to explosive patterns. Next, please. Thank you. This technology is oscillation heat pipe technology, or PSP allows gas and especially electrical equipment to be cooled in a simple, lightweight, and cost-effective manner that's a far stressed and prepares cooling efforts and replaces conventional cooling methods that are both behaviors and lower performing. Next, please. This is to develop for next generation systems of that's OSP technology inside the risk structure to create multifunctional, multidimensional concepts provides both thermal and mechanical protections. Next, please. And also, NASA has coordinated to improve passive thermal management of its electronics, batteries, high capability sensors, power systems, heat sections, fusion capsule planar hybrid systems. Due to potentially discharge heat in significantly higher heat paths or space apart from fast significantly higher efficiencies compared to conventional heat pipes used to today's space traverse. So, however, the applying liquid vapor fluid dynamics, distinct liquid flux and vapor flux, the partial phenomena and two-phase transfer in the pulsating heat force are not able and restored. Next, please. PHP research for specification mainly as startup PHP wellness and contents put further advanced, mainly cavity influence on the oscillation startup and stop and the flow pattern transition. Next, please. The lack of buoyancy in microgravity leads to simplified flow pattern than they count only three main flow phases, and probably the second one is slot and third was annular semi-flow. We know that accordingly the flow and mainly protein for investigate the first forms and transition resolved due to sense of gravity and the complex interplay in the cavitation of areas. Inertia forces and viscous forces. Showing possibilities, the forces and microcavities to increase the diameter, and that is dimension higher levels equal to geometry, phase space, higher heat transfer rates. What is consideration of an divide novel concept? The phase space hybrid thermostat space space diameter bigger than the study threshold level on ground and around the dynamic threshold levels in microcavity condition, also microgravity and environmental. Next, please. The slack or flux pulsation flow is observed also in the phase spheres is in the horizontal positions. The sense of working principle due to the effect of inner diameters and flux phase diameter to cavity levels. Next, please. The parallel, the measure of STC has to improve the property accord high dimension equity balance. They achieve the goals of formatting techniques based on infrared analysis can be perfected and applied to the field of phase space is a direct and non-intrusive. It's also a liquid temperature measurement by medium of infrared investigations. It provided the import for the solution of inverse heat contacts and problems. Next, please. Thank you. Advanced O-squared PHP for next generation is also listed below some recommendations. I'll explain it. Some basic parameters. The actual velocity of the liquid phase has been estimated for the first time compared with the protocol polysaurs. Bino and disjoint derived from the most reliable empirical and dimensional carries and developed for flow boiling conditions. Aminocyanols investigation shows limited accounts of flow patterns per oxons, leading to the conclusion that the velocity is not only responsible for the tangents. Next, please. Thank you. Advanced for next generation, this device is basically by harness extending the condition to reduce cavity environmental for future applications. This work can be used to implement a footprint on phenomena in advanced modeling tools to support the design flows of phase for US phase for background and specifications. Next, please. Thanks. The explains against according to NASA's technology roadmap on thermal management system on thermal condensation, which is Kepler. It should be allowed safe, reliable, reduce mass transport, low designs for human missions, and allow more efficient, reliable system to reduce power requirements, providing more efficient heat switches and heater straps, and insulation that provided more robust. But space agencies rollouts effectively exploiting these implementations up to phase thermal management systems to support astronauts, life on board future space vehicles, and planar device. Reliable and efficient passive thermal control of the spacecraft is mandatory. Next, please. Thank you. The three-dimensional structure PSP model is for what Tyler's half-flags. It features recommendation as the confusion of piece accuracy, and before the fin and tip condenser, the fairing ratio, thermal model of 60% or more than methanol has the working fluid. The proposed thermal model can handle a supplied heat input up to 1 kilowatts. With the thermal resistance varying from 0.148 kilowatt to 2.0595 kilowatt. Thanks. And novel PSP test results. It's mainly there are very small variation between inlet and exit or the condenser versus the flow oscillation performance. In the meantime, the table temperature difference or deviation across it should be low deviation. The condenser absorbs while the simplified heat flux is 1 kilowatts. Due to presence and in little directions, slack flow patterns. The present PSP model reports a maximum heat flux of 15.6 watt per square centimeters. That is significantly higher than any existing literature. Next, please. Finally, a PSP for next generation double technology should have train tryouts and should have local non-nuclear thermodynamics and meniscus deformation due to thermo-capillary waves, rapid compressibility effects, phase sense, induced fluid motions, and heat transfer models due to phase sense and resulting flow storage. And next, please. Thank you. Thanks to everybody. Especially thanks to host. And thanks to everybody.